What is going on, everybody? I'm 99 Orga. I got a special guest with me today.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, 01 Baragon in the flesh. Thank you for having me for today's episode of the tier list.
Of course, this is
fun.
the first time we're doing a tier list video. Always wanted to do one of these, but finally got the time to do it.
Yeah, you've been talking about this for the last few months.
Yeah, and
we always would talk about it amongst ourselves. So.
And as you can see, it's basically all filled in, but the final two units. Before we do the final two units, the new KIRYU Kai and the new Orga unit, we're gonna talk about why we placed the units, where we placed them. We're gonna just go top down. So starting off, we got probably the best unit in the game by far.
Without question.
-1 just came out last season in December. I mean, there's nothing more you can say about this unit other than the fact that he's cracked out of his mind.
It has the best kit. So, I mean, earlier today, started losing to some games, put -1 in my deck, won all 7 straight games so far. So there you go.
On any map, even on the map you'd think like Tokyo, where it's like you only got so much water to work with. He literally is insane on stopping any push, any type of evolution unit that's about to evolve. The most annoying thing about -1 is if you don't really cover your Mothra larva on Tokyo, it'll actually get to the water right before evolving, and -1 will kill it. And it's happened to me twice today, and it's like really frustrating. So
Yeah, I mean, that
is actually a crazy thing to think about. The fact that you have to really watch every little thing that you do near the water, because -1 will explode and destroy your push.
Yeah.
And it's just insane. Shinden.
Yeah, that's definitely without doubt.
And before we go back to go into Shinden, it heals himself. He heals himself too.
Yeah.
Like, and then you can stack it.
And the fact that Megalon can't negate it.
Yeah, we moved on too fast from -1 just now, but it's just insane to think about. Like, that shit is fucking broken. Another broken unit that came out, the same
Literally the
time.
two last premier units of last season are the most broken units in the game.
Shinden. I mean, again, you got -1 that can stop a push from happening in the middle of the map, and then you got the Shinden that can stop a push whenever you want, whenever you need it to distract a unit that can hit the flying. That's the Shinden for you.
2 costs, you can change the game with just 2 energy.
You can make Earth look stupid.
Yeah,
you can run literal circles around Earth. He'll be flying or looking around like trying to shoot something, and it's insane.
Yeah.
But Earth is still an S+ unit this season. Earth is a powerhouse. If you know how to run a deck around Earth, you can make Earth the best unit in the game by far.
Of course. We've gone a long way with Godzilla Earth. So.
Yeah, Paul and I have gone a long way with Godzilla Earth. We've been using Earth for the longest at this point. I mean, invested in him and whatnot. And
it's my first level 30 I ever got. I'm investing all the way to 40. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's just a great unit to have when you want to win some games. If you're like, trying out a new deck or something, like Earth is just a great thing to have because he can carry you for sure. But if you build around him, you won't even sometimes have to put him down some games if you could really build a good deck around Earth. And that's how you know you have a good deck.
Yeah. You know that's a good unit when they're literally making so many units to counter him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the last couple seasons since the Gamer season has been counter Earth, counter Earth, counter Earth. Yeah. Eventually, they're going to have to put a unit that counters all these other fucking units that counter Earth. It's getting kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Next up is Gigan 04.
I fucking hate Gigan 04.
The love and hate relationship with Gigan 04. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's really bad when, especially when it doesn't grapple or it like.
It's weird, yeah.
Does like a weird walking into the freaking wall thing that he does. It's a little weird, but other than that,
even those faults, it's still a broken unit.
I mean, King Caesar, every type of rush unit that is ground, or and then any type of like, you got a unit that's about to kill one unit, you just Gigan 04 just can time out a nice little grapple, and there goes that.
The game
and I can alter a whole push and everything. So Gigan 04 is definitely a staple in the meta right now. It's just too good. I think if you play 20 matches, 19 of them has Gigan 04 in them.
Absolutely.
So it's just insane. Now another unit that just was so shit and then got a nice buff, and now is probably the greatest 3-stage evolution that we have.
Without question.
Destroyer, I mean, it's worth it. It's worth that 7 cost.
Yep.
It's definitely a reckon to deal with.
Even if you don't get Destroyer essentially for free, quote unquote 3 costs when it evolves from the flying form, even if you just keep placing at 7 costs, what it brings to the table, almost unmatched. I mean,
it's doing like 1,300 damage at level 20. It's dying and giving you a nice larva that, if not be near an AoE unit or near like anything that's, you know, if a single target, like for example an Ultima leader, I mean, Ultima is gonna take a couple of seconds to kill all this larva, so that can lead to the other player having to panic and put shit down, which can help your push out. So it's really crazy that, you know, especially with this season, with Orga being the way it is with reviving, this is kind of like a revive unit, but not the same. It's just doing the larva. It's still a problem to deal with, especially because Destroyer's already having, you know, great health, great damage, and then it's dying, and then you gotta deal with 5 larva, you know?
If you don't have an AoE unit for that,
you're fucked.
Yikes. Yeah. Your boy.
All right, my guy, GMK. I've been using GMK since he came out. I've invested in him heavily because at the time, I was kind of getting into the game more. Now that GMK was in it, because it's literally my favorite Godzilla. So I invested in him, and I got to top 100 in March. But I just kept investing in him. And, you know, you could say, you know, there's a meme about him that he's not good, and he gets countered easily by stunners, which he does. Naranga kind of fucks him sometimes. But, again, at all the other units in the game, as you can see on this tier list, how many times are people going to be running Naranga compared to the shit that's above Naranga right now? So 01 really does a lot of damage. Remember, he's doing AoE damage, and he's doing like KIRYU style attack, but with more damage.
Better range.
And better range. It's insane. And then he does the damage debuff on spawn and on death. I mean, that's huge.
I remember I was one of the people that kind of thought GMK was overrated. And I put some G material into him. I listened to your advice. I put like, I think 9 I had at the time. Had him level 12, and I was like, just not, I don't see it. But recently, I've been getting a lot of pieces of him. I've been using him here and there, not all the time, but I do see that this guy, without a doubt, is an S+ unit. He is phenomenal.
He can change a lot of games.
Unit.
He can change a lot.
He's crazy.
And he's good against -1. You know, he's definitely good against -1.
With the damage reduction for sure.
Mothra, Imago.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's a unit that's S+ leader and S+
Destroyer
unit.
would be another consideration. His variable slicer ability.
We're gonna talk about that in a separate video.
Yeah,
I think we should make a video about that.
We'll definitely do that. But Mothra 92, 3 cost. Ridiculous.
And then the Evo is 2 cost. I mean, it's like literally cheese. You can keep putting this down, and 3 cost AoE scaling damage.
You're using Mothra as a unit right now, right?
Sometimes, yes.
And I obviously always stick with Mothra leader ever since pretty much season 1 when she was the first 4-star I ever got.
I do both, but it's crazy because if people are running Biolante, you can run Mothra same cost and get a different type of, you know, because you're getting air now. So
great
now you're getting,
counter to Shinden.
Yeah. Oh, kill. Instant. Yeah.
So if you don't want to use Shinden in your deck and you put Mothra instead, boom, there you go. That's your solution.
DT, Dimension Tide?
The best event card in the game, without question.
Oh, 100%.
If you are a top 100 player, you are using the Dimension Tide.
The most broken thing is if you have an enemy with Earth coming down, or any type of unit that's really, really good. They maybe have 17 energy on the field right now, or 18 energy on the field. And with 10 energy, a DT with a -1, you can DT and -1 and change the entire game, and then Gaigeto 4 the rest of the way. I've seen it so many times. I've done it. It's crazy that
it is insane.
You can literally, like, again.
There's a lot of people that run like very cheap decks, like Jet Jaguar, Singular Point, Mothra, Biolante, Gaigeto 4. So, you know, very good, healthy, cost-efficient decks. You can literally have, for example, my Earth, level 32, with Dimension Tide, I can pretty much insta-kill all those units at once. So all that time you're putting all these units, like you said with -1 as well, we'll get the job done as well. A Dimension Tide can alter the game instantaneously.
But that's the S+ tier. Those are the units
these are the givens. They're like, this is obvious. Like, They are broken.
Yeah. Now the S tier are, again, another great list of units. This is probably the cream of the crop as well. You could sub some of these in S+. It depends on your preference. In my opinion, these are S units. But let's get into the first one. As you can see, it's the Fourth Angel. Fourth Angel has been a problem for months. I would say since maybe like February.
Oh yeah,
right?
Since it came out.
Ever since GMK was in the meta, like started coming out, like that's when like the levels of Fourth Angel really started to show. And to this day, I mean, it's not as bad. Like I don't really, when I see a Fourth Angel, I'm not like, oh fuck. Sometimes I am. Yeah. Depending on what else they have in their deck, but the Fourth Angel is still a problem. You still got to deal with it. It's not like a walk in the park.
Definitely not, yeah.
I mean, it's doing a lot of damage per auto, and then it's exploding for a lot of damage.
It's absurd.
It's really
good. For a 3-star unit, and they're not going to nerf it because he's technically not in the game anymore. So he's going to be SS+ unit pretty much forever.
I hope a lot of you have him 30. A lot of people should have him 30. I have him 32. I could have him like level 35.
I have him 34, yeah.
I haven't really upgraded him. If you have him that high, even if you have him like 25, he's still great.
Yeah, if you're having a low self-esteem type of day, if you're getting triggered from playing and losing a lot, just throw in -1 or like just a Fourth Angel in your deck. You'll get a lot of wins.
Yeah, basically anything in the S+.
But -1 is a better Fourth Angel every shape and every way.
Yeah, definitely. Biollante.
Biollante, yep.
Another cheap, great unit. I mean, long range. You would think it's not going to be long range. It is long range. The vines just hit for really far. Yeah. London, it's a menace. New York, it's great. Tokyo, it's surprisingly good.
Yeah, it's still a decent unit, especially if you do damage boosts.
Yeah, she gets a damage boost in the water, but...
Or like, you put like Space Godzilla, for example, or Jaguar.
Exactly.
Pre-evolution.
Or G89 Leader, for example.
I don't think...
The thing is... Oh, that doesn't affect it.
Doesn't
You're right. I don't know my shit. But... Biollante does the DPS. That's why on Tokyo it's not terrible, because you're still getting, you're not getting the damage boost, but you're getting you're getting quick attack.
Her attack speed is insane. I think
it's like 1.6.
Yeah, it's 1.4, 1.6.
Yeah, but Biollante is just a great unit. I recommend you use her on London as much as possible with -1 together. For 9 energy, you could probably take out an Earth if you also DT it. So not really 9 energy, but by the time everything gets on the field, you'll be totally okay. I think -1 is it's crazy because again, it just happens so fast. If you're by the water, it'll trigger it instantly. It's not like you have a chance to react to this shit unless they place it before. That's a whole different story. But again, with Biollante coming down the middle of London, you got to deal with it. It does a lot of damage, and a lot of damage quickly. Next, I got the second best Mothra in the game.
I love this unit so
I love this unit so much because it's viable at any level. I think you have it 4.
I only have it level 4, and I was using it a lot, and I'm top 28th at the time of this recording right now. And for most of the season, I was using Rainbow Mothra, level 4. So, insane unit.
I have it level 6 right now. I've been using it a lot last season and a little bit this season.
Yeah.
Again, what are you getting with Rainbow Mothra? You're getting a free hit on anything. You're literally blocking a hit on anything for free. Pretty much. I mean,
even with like units that like Giganophore who stun units with their grapple, the damage block essentially is a free stun block. That's what's great about it.
Yes. And also, on Earth, if you're ever... feeling like someone has the -1 about to put down.
Yeah, great counter -1.
If you could place your Earth and then place Rainbow Mothra on top of your Earth, right when that -1 steps on that mine, it's gonna do no damage at all. Another great thing, it counters the Kiryu leader. It counters Ginza. I mean, you can counter Ginza all game. If you just time
exactly. Yeah, I love
incredible.
During the last season doing that. That shit felt so satisfying.
You can also, with these new leaders doing the damage that they're doing, you could play it late in overtime and catch a nice little dub because people might forget that it has a block on it. You know, people.
If you're not using Kamen Rider or Orga leader, like something to counter Kiryu leaders, this is a great option.
Yeah.
Right before they do absolute zero cannon, Rainbow Mothra, boom, get fucked.
Just drop it. Absolutely.
And now Mothra 2019. That's
the 2019.
Another phenomenal unit, yeah.
You're getting the coolest kit in the game. You're getting a unit that when on spawn, anything in the AoE is getting a stun resistance for like 30 seconds or something like that, 20 seconds. It's pretty dope.
Long, yeah.
And then what does Mothra 2019 do? It's an air unit, it's flying, it's slowing down everything. Great range. Insane. It's slowing down any unit that comes towards it. And then when it dies, you're getting 2 energy back. So you can like have your deck set up in a way where if it dies, oh shit, now I'm getting my Earth.
Exactly.
Now I'm getting my GMK.
It's a perfect unit to have. Sometimes, you have a deck, shit deck starts, happens to us sometimes. Mothra 2019 is a great unit that's like, fuck, I have a really horrible start, but if I use Mothra 2019 and get my really, really important units in my later hand, that 2 energy makes a whole lot of...
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a game changer for sure.
Next up is... one of my favorite units in Battle Line, if not...
This is...
like my favorite. I mean, it's
like,
so
this
fun.
Is like our homie from day one. Like, no joke. This is like the main protagonist in season 1.
This is that friend you have where it's like, no matter how long you fucking haven't seen him, it's like, yo, like, you guys catch up and it's like a good time again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the ride and die.
Space Godzilla is so fun to use. It's such a unique unit. I mean, you got a unit that comes in and drops crystals, which gives your team a damage boost and it distracts everything.
Yeah.
It's just great, especially when if you time it right against a Gigan 04, it literally makes Gigan 04 like don't like what the fuck is it doing? Like I don't know what the fuck to do.
Immediately negated.
And then it can block Rainbow Mothra, not Rainbow Mothra, Mothra Leo and
rushers,
and it can trigger a -1
exactly
coming out of the water.
That was I was getting to that.
And the Shinden,
exactly, it stops it in its place. If you know how to use Space Godzilla and you know how to make him look good, you know how he can be effective, you know where to place him, literally can single-handedly win you games.
Yeah.
We have so many movie moments that we can think of that Space Godzilla won us the game because clutch crystals, or I've had games where literally Space Godzilla can 1v1 the leader from 100 to 0 by continuously spawning crystals, and if you like healing or whatever, some bullshit. Phenomenal unit. Probably my favorite unit that they ever dropped. I mean, it was in the base game, but my favorite kit aside from Earth.
Yeah.
And my second level 34 star.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Definitely.
Kamacuras.
A great unit. Kamacuras. Okay.
Great swarm. The best swarm.
Great swarm. I mean, it's won me some matches actually. If you've seen it blocks the Leo. It can mess with like single target attackers like Fourth Angel and Destroya, and it could just be annoying, especially when you think you have a good push going and then they kind of come around and they do their thing, and they're just great to have because they're 2 cost. You can just keep placing these things down and not really have to think too much because they're gonna do damage and they're gonna distract the enemy for a little bit, and because they're cheap, you can place down a better unit that's gonna help you along with your push on the other end. Wakasa Bay. I think this has the best potential right here. I mean, we've seen it. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage quickly. It melts units, and also it does that knockback when it's at like 50% health.
Yeah.
And that thing is a lot of damage. I think this thing is a little cracked. We're gonna see it pretty soon, and it's gonna be where it deserves to be in the S tier. It's Earth counter. It's a -1 probably a counter. We didn't really get to see it because it wasn't at the levels yet. But when I see it at high levels, I'm scared.
It is pretty intimidating. It is probably definitely top 2 best alternate units, I think.
Yeah,
As you can see, it's above the other alternate unit, which is 54 Tokyo Bay.
54 Tokyo Bay is interesting. The only reason why I say Wakasa is better is because with Wakasa you're getting the insane damage quickly.
That rapid, the 3 auto atomic
and then you're getting a knockback. The reason why 54 is just slightly below him is because of that.
Oh, and the range.
The range, exactly.
That's my big problem with it.
But you're getting a unit that doesn't get affected by anything.
If he had long range, no funny shit, I would probably be using him right now.
I think he'd be S+. I think he'd be S+. If he had longer range,
he'd be probably
S+.
the best unit, one of the best units.
But since his range is medium, all the lower units
exactly
fucking
very slow attacker too. So, but aside from that, the kit is phenomenal.
Yeah,
he doesn't get affected by any event card, explosion damage,
and his stats are out of this world.
Level 6, we both have level 6. He almost is at 4K health.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Dude, like, there's some units that are level 20 and they don't even have 3K health.
These alternate units are fucking insane. They're cracked.
Definitely.
Now we got the other two event cards.
The two best event cards after the Dimension Tide are Train Bomb, Psychic Horse. It's really just a toss-up.
Yeah.
It's whatever you like. I think the Train Bomb is a little more valuable because of the, we'll get into it later, but the fueling base. And also, it could take out these Evos if you, pre-Evos. If you get some good damage on like a Terrestrius or anything and you're like, shit, I want to take it out, throw the Train Bomb down.
If you're not
using
get
it down.
AoE units, Train Bomb for the swarms, boom, right then and there.
Yeah.
We have, like mine's, I believe 33 right now. It does like 600 something damage per explosion.
So it's over 1,200.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. It's fucking absurd. It's amazing. Psychic Chorus, I've been using that a lot more this season now. I've been doing super heavy healing deck. But I'm gonna be honest, today, for example, I put back the Train Bomb. I'm starting to win a lot of games again, so. But again, it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
So it's very situational, but I do think the Train Bomb has a slight advantage. But they're both phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely.
And now to the A tier.
Now the A tier. These are units that are, you really can't go wrong with these units. If you're using them, they're gonna support your deck well. These are kind of like the units that you have in your deck that will support you and will do a lot for you if used right. Starting off with Mothra Leo.
This might be a hot take.
Some people might think it's an S unit, for sure.
I like this spot.
I like this spot from Mothra Leo because a lot of units that are above can counter Leo, especially the Shinden.
Yep.
And, you know, you could take a lot of body blocks from these units above Leo and take out Leo.
Oh, yeah.
And especially, you know, the Kamacuras are the ultimate Leo counter for a 2 cost. And then, you know, anything else will take it out.
Yeah.
So I think Leo, though, a lot of damage on that initial headbutt.
Yeah.
And pretty tanky. Definitely
it's a better King Caesar.
Definitely a better King Caesar. But I think it's just top of A tier. I don't think it's S tier. I don't think it's that broken anymore. I think that since it's been good for so long, we've got accustomed to how to stop it. But I still think it can catch a lot of players off guard, especially if they have to focus on one side of the map, and you can really do some damage.
Yeah.
It depends on what the enemy you're playing has, but you could win a lot of games with Leo, and I've seen it. I don't use Leo enough to really know, but I've seen a great deal of Leos. I mean, again, another unit where you play 20 matches, maybe 16 of them they have Leo, you know?
Yeah.
Next is Godzilla Ultima. I think Godzilla Ultima this season, because it's rented, is getting a boost. I think maybe in reality it's like low A or maybe like mid A.
I feel like this is a perfect spot for him, but
I think more people are investing in him now, so he probably will stay here. You're getting a unit that is long range as hell. Yeah. Probably the second longest range of the unit in the game.
Yeah, aside from the Super X.
Yeah. And you're getting great damage. You're getting great you're getting great damage. I mean, you're getting great damage from long range. And you can snipe Earth, you can snipe any unit that's coming towards you. It does have a problem with Gigano 4s and Kamacuras and Mothra Imagos and Destroyers because of the fact that, let's say you do kill the Destroyer, you probably already got hit a couple times, and then you got to deal with the larva.
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to win that fight. But you need to support Ultima. You can't have Ultima come down and do it by itself. Now, you could do a little thing where you have Ultima on one side of the map and you're pushed on the other, and they have to figure out what are they going to deal with, because your Ultima's going to be popping shots from a mile away. But, again, A unit, great unit. Moving on. Batra.
This used to be a menace, but
this used to be a menace.
It kind of fell.
Yeah, I don't think the health matches this meta nowadays, but the damage buff is still there, and it does do great DPS, quick attack speed, great unit. I mean, if you're using Batra, you're not wrong. You're not in a wrong situation.
Yeah.
You're not, you know, I just think that Space Godzilla is better in my opinion.
I agree 1000%.
But
we've been saying this for the longest time.
Batra's a great unit.
Yeah, and again, A units are basically, if you know how to use them, you can make them look like an S or S plus tier unit. But other than that, I just think that like Batra back in the day, you saw level 30, holy shit in your pants. Now it's like cute.
Yeah.
It's cool, whatever. I don't care.
Next up is Fire Rodan. You could say this is an S unit. You could say it's S plus unit.
I used to hate this unit so much. But
I think it's an A unit.
I think it's an A now too.
It's the DT is just too good.
The DT is amazing.
And if you know how to use the DT, you can just make Fire Rodan heal nothing.
Yeah,
and,
you can just move it to the side or far away. Yeah.
But if used correctly, Fire Rodan is great. It has a pretty decent attack speed. I think it's the same as Destroyers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really punch a lot, but again, it's a flying unit, so anything that's ground is gonna get hit by it that can't hit flying. So it's a great unit to have. Anything flying is great, and it's a 5-cost flyer. You know, the 5-cost flyers right now are in the A tier, but the S tier has one 5-cost flyer because of its ability to block any type of hit. But again, the 5-cost flyers in the A tier in general is not terrible. You can really get away with this, win a lot of games. I think I do see pretty often a Leo, Batra, and Rodan combination with people's decks, and it is annoying to deal with if you don't have the right ground units or the right aerial units to counter them. So again, Fire Rodan, top of A, deserves it.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. I think that's perfectly well said. Final Wars Godzilla. You like him a lot more than I do, but I think this is relatively in the correct placement here.
I think it's good. I just think that, you know, there is better options when it comes to health and damage. Mm-hmm. You are getting a unit that could counter the Shinden pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You are getting a unit that can counter swarms, and it can hit back units as well.
Yeah, with the tail whip.
But definitely counters Gigan 04 very well, but it takes a while.
Yeah, I just feel like, you would think that Final Wars would just immediately shit on Gigan 04, but if you keep knocking him back, you keep doing the grapple, that could actually be a problem.
And it could stun, and you could basically get more units.
I just think that Destroyer and Final Wars have similar kits. They do really fast auto attack, heavy hitters, very tanky, right? But Destroyer just has a lot more to offer and better stats.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna use something like Final Wars, you might as well just use Destroyer.
And there's already 5 Godzillas that are actually 6. My bad. 6 Godzillas that are, in my opinion, better than 04. You're getting a 7 cost. Remember that, guys. It's a 7 cost. I think a 9 cost Earth is way more worth it. I think a 6 cost GMK is more worth it. I think the -1, even at level 11 that I have, is more worth it.
I have it level 7. I'd rather use that over my level 20, 21 Final Wars. So.
Yeah, so
and way better.
Don't let that diminish the fact that it's a great unit. It's fast. It attacks fast. It has. I had fun doing this. I would run a deck of 04 and GMK, and it would just be fun. It would be fun to use. Next is KIRYU, the 2002 version. I think this was a problem for a long time.
We used to hate it. It used to be one of the best units in the game.
Yeah.
But it fell from grace.
I think it's still really good, but again, with the Shinden running around, Kamacuras,
shut it down.
You could literally place down a 4 cost, put down Kamacuras and Shinden, and literally counter KIRYU completely. And it's you could just do either or. You know, it doesn't really matter. That's what is KIRYU's fall from grace.
Yeah, you can't just, like back in the day, just like a moron, just throw it down and just, you know, who cares? You can just throw in the leader, do the same amount of damage. That's not the case anymore. So.
Yeah, but it's still a direct, you know, with Mogera, you gotta like pick your poison.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes with the Shinden, if you don't place it at the right time for some reason, it just doesn't trigger them to be drawn to them. So I don't know what the fuck that's about, but anyways.
Monster Zero.
you have a high level Monster Zero.
I think this is a good unit. The attack boost is great.
Yeah.
The only downfall with it is it does do a lot of damage when it spawns in, but the fact that it takes a while for him to even do anything is kind of whack. The fact that it takes like what, maybe like 4 seconds for Monster Zero to like do something after he does that animation, which when you have like a Gigan rushing you or like all these units rushing you, it's like, all right, can you start attacking? I need some damage. It takes a while, but he does do a lot of damage, and he does a lot, and that damage boost that he does for your team is low-key great. Like,
oh yeah,
and he is single attack, so Dorats and all these like low-cost things, it'll take a while to kill it.
Yeah, the Shinra can fuck him really bad.
Yeah, but if you can get a good push with like an Earth or something with him, it's kind of crazy what both of them can do.
Yeah,
definitely a great unit. Middle of A, definitely fair. Next is Jet Jaguar, singular point. I think this is a unit that has just been solid for forever. Gets 2 free hits, does a lot of DPS, attacks really fast, and it can take out Earth. So that's all you need to know. I mean, it could take out Earth.
It has the chance to do that.
It has the opportunity to take out Earth. That's
fast moving speed
and fast. Yep. Yeah. So, and it could block. It could help out if you have it in front of some of your evolution units. It can buy a lot of time.
I'm not gonna lie. Looking at this list right now, I might think it might be above Final Wars.
Think he's,
because I see a lot of people that use Jet Jaguar singular point.
I could see that.
And when I see a level 30, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, oh shit. Now, easy counters, for example, like Kuma Augment back in the day with the multiple hits, train bombs.
Train bombs are a great counter.
Mothra 92 will demolish this thing.
Gigan 04, Mothra 92. Gigan 04, Mothra 92, and the train bombs, in my opinion, and Biolante. Are the quickest way to take out the shield. Yeah. Definitely. It takes 3 seconds.
After that, Jaguar, he basically becomes an A. So like with the shield, you low-key can say he's an S, but a lot of people use those units like you said, like what 99 Orga said, so that's why he's in the mid A, just like Mothra Leo, Ultima, Batra, and Rodan.
Gamera. I think Gamera is an interesting unit. Because again, honestly, first of all, what a unit that the fact that they actually added Gamera.
This
to
was
the
awesome. On our birthday, basically. They announced that shit. That was epic.
Yeah. The fact that Gamera can do so much. Is great. I mean, you got a kit that could hit back flyers, so all those annoying little flyers that you have to deal with, like Shinden and shit, with extra damage, it knocks it back. And then it does a pretty quick ground attack. So, any type of like GMK or Gigan 04 or -1, it does a lot of damage pretty quickly. I think the damage isn't crazy, but it definitely adds up because it is tanky.
It's very tanky.
So, Gamera at like level 10 is pretty viable.
Yeah.
Kiryu Kai. Now, the reason why Kiryu Kai is below the 2002 Kiryu is because if you don't place Kiryu Kai correctly, you're not going to be getting the same damage as far as the missiles going off with the AoE, and that could kind of screw you a little bit because you're not really getting the full AoE that you could possibly get if there's other units around. So if you place a unit correctly around the Kiryu Kai, you can basically destroy it, and that player's placement was pretty pointless.
There's some people that try to do the long range attack with his forgot what his breath attack is called, but whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you put a unit right on time, you can counter that even easier. So I can see why you say the Kai is inferior to the OG 2002 Kiryu.
Yeah. Because no matter what, 2002 Kiryu is always doing AoE.
Yeah.
Mogira, great unit in this game right now. I mean, it's
he can low-key shit on Earths too.
It can shit on Earth low key as well. It can change away a push because again, you can place it anywhere. So you can have units facing one way and then you put Mogera behind it, and then all your units turn around.
Yeah.
Now it could die fast, but that a little bit of time can, you know, you could place some units down.
You can spawn multiple Mogeras.
Yeah, you can spawn multiple Mogeras. So
yeah.
you can.
If you know how to, like I said, A tier is like if you know how to use them very well, you can make them look like an S or S plus tier unit.
Yeah.
So, but the Shinden really counters him.
Bad. Yeah.
Like bad.
Yeah.
Like in a sense, like if you use Shinden and Mogera, you can make him look like a D tier unit or a C tier unit. But other than that, he is really damn good. I'm seeing a lot of Mogera play this season.
Masked Rider.
Common Rider, baby. Fun unit.
Another fun unit. It reminds me of Gamera a lot.
Yeah, they're very similar.
So
for sure.
basically, does what Gamera does, but doesn't have the damage boost on the flyers. But I think it does have quicker attack speed, maybe. I'm not really 100% sure. I do like the knockback on spawn. That is pretty incredible.
That was one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
And honestly, Kamen Rider is probably one of my favorite units in the game. I think he's an excellent leader, excellent unit. Or I should say very good unit, but you got the stats for Gamera.
Yeah, it has a 2-second attack speed, Kamen Rider,
And
so
then-
it's quicker than Gamera.
It is quicker than Gamera.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it was the other way
And
around.
it's
Okay.
a great leader too, so, but as a unit, it's definitely very viable.
Especially when you do great combos with Dimension Tide, for example. Let's say you do Dimension Tide, right? You group them all up. Now they're trying to push into like your Earth, for example. You
And then
do Kamen Rider.
and
If
you
you
knock
get
them
enough,
back.
you can delay it over and over again. Have
Yep.
Earth just do multiple autos without getting hit or whatever. So, amazing unit. But yeah,
Megalon.
I've been using Megalon so much this season. I fucking love this unit so much.
Another unit that doesn't matter what level it is, as long
Yes.
as you know how to use it. Again, you're
You
getting
can't just spawn it. No,
you're getting a unit that does constant damage debuff on every hit.
it is game
and it's
changing.
long range, so if you can hide it behind the Earth, hide it behind some
Yes.
units, hide it behind Space Godzilla, you're
Great
constantly
fire rate counter.
you're constantly debuffing anything. So if they use if they have a Biolante in water, or if they have Batra damage buff going, or if they have anything with damage buff,
Biolante in the water. Oh my god, is this probably one of the best counters for
Yes.
this thing? Because once you do that, you know, Biolante without the damage buff, not gonna do a lot of damage. I love Megalon. I've been using him non-stop for the last few days.
Yeah.
It got me to right now top 30 because I've been using a lot of Megalon. I think he's phenomenal. So, but like you said, yeah, you can't just spawn him though.
Yeah.
You can't just do that.
And if you can have them, if you can place them right, if they don't know you have Megalon and they're trying to get a nice push on you, and they put the Zyga cores down and you put down Megalon,
It's so clutch in overtime.
and it's the same
one of the best
cost
overtime
as-
units.
yeah.
Low key, yeah.
yeah, same cost as Zyga cores. Ginza
Ginza version.
definitely has potential to be higher than A.
Yeah.
I just think that
It
right
could-
now
it
the
could low-key
levels
be an
aren't
S
there.
tier,
Yeah, the levels aren't there yet. But I mean,
this is
you
a
know.
unit again where you need to know how to use him. You need to place it at the right time. If you just throw him, Mafra Leos, King Caesars, if you don't have the right weight or the right hand to counter that, you're wasting 7 energy. And, you know, wasting 3 energy, 2 energy, 5 energy is one thing, but 7, you're basically immediately losing the game.
yeah, you gotta make sure that
Yeah.
he gets at least 2 attacks in before anything.
Great combo is Rainbow Mafra and Ginza. That way you can provide as much protection. So if you build around it correctly, I'm telling you, this unit's absolutely incredible. But you gotta get the levels up and you gotta really know how to use it. But when used right, it is a beautiful unit
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. Shin Godzilla.
One of my favorite Godzillas. My second favorite design. I've been using him a lot. You know what's funny? Let's bring this up, because I know a lot of people back in the day thought he was like a low B tier unit. I thought he was always A, even before the buffs, but even with the buffs now, he is excellent. If you have a bunch of flyers, he low-key might just become an S plus unit if you're running majority flyer deck. He is exceptional. Even one-on-one solo fights, he does really good damage. Mine is level 23, he does over 1200 damage and a 2.6 attack speed. He is incredible. But the only thing, well, not the only thing, but the major problem with him, we both know what that is. What is that?
The fact that he doesn't do the AoE attack on every hit, right?
I was gonna say the movement speed, to be honest.
Well.
I think the movement speed is I mean, it's accurate. He is a slow fuck, but Jesus Christ.
It depends, though. It depends. I think the movement speed is a problem because you evolve him and then he's like way behind your push.
Yeah.
But if you have him in the push ahead of everybody, he's great against.
Now I'll say this though, if you use the Shinden and all of a sudden Shin Godzilla starts targeting that and you have all your other decks around that, now he's doing the AoE shit and that could be a problem. So that can also be low-key a good counter for Shinden. But again, you need to know how to play Shin Godzilla, you know how to use him. But I love Shin Godzilla, I think as an A tier unit, fabulous unit. If you're gonna invest in him, great anti-air unit.
Yeah.
Especially for the flying meta, it's coming back.
I have a level like 17 and it does great damage. I don't even mind that.
We used them during the Gamera season.
Yeah, I used them a lot. Yeah, I was top 100 that season.
Yeah. Gamera leader do like reduce defenses for the fly units with Shin Godzilla. I'm telling you, you're gonna cook.
Oh yeah.
Monster.
And again, a lot of 5-cost flyers are back in the meta still.
So, and you can get them for free, essentially 3 cost evolving to a free Shin Godzilla. So that's really good. Now your boy.
10th Angel, I love the 10th Angel.
This is one of your favorite units.
It's just a fun unit. You know, it's a unit that's balanced. I think it's a better Hedorah.
Yeah.
You're getting very long range, piercing. It scales its damage over time. I think 4 bars in total or 3. Same thing, and it does that. That's also the same as its on Death Explosion that it does. It's kind of lackluster, that shit, but if you have units near it, it does do a lot of damage.
Yeah. And
I think it's just a fun unit. It has really long range. It's like Mothra 2019 range. It's
crazy.
Ultima range almost. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's got that range. He's basically a better Ultraman.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah. I remember like back, I was like, he's fine, but I don't care. But then you put me on.
He's fun.
You told me to get it to level 30. I got it to level 30, and in the beginning of the season, I was using him for a little bit. So yeah, very good unit.
Naranga.
The closest thing to Baragon.
Yeah.
I fucking love this unit. This is one of my personal favorites. My top 3 units are probably like Earth, Space Godzilla, Naranga.
I'd say this season now, it counters Orga for most part. It counters Orga.
GMK.
Counters GMK.
-1.
Counters -1.
If you time it correctly. But
it also can mess around with
and Mega Godzilla 74.
Mega Godzilla 74, yeah.
And you can stop King Caesar. I don't think you can stop a Mafrolito headbutt in time, but King Caesar you can.
Yeah, I just think and you also can stop Ultima.
But yes, you can. But it is not as good as before.
It's not as good as before, but it's still it's like a wild card because
for sure.
If you don't expect it, and then you have you think you have a good push coming with one unit, and then it gets countered by Naranga, it could be pretty costly for you. Next is another great slow type of unit.
My favorite all-time Mecha Godzilla.
Super Mecha Godzilla is awesome in this game.
Phenomenal unit, yeah.
I like its kit. I like the fact that it does like that long range slow.
That is gonna be a problem in the coming months. For sure.
If you guys if you like the mechas in this game, which the mechas in this game, they did a really good job.
They did a great job for the most part.
This is a good long-term investment for sure.
Him and GMK, I could just imagine the AoE combo. Ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just the spawn animation. Yeah, we can do without that. What the fuck were y'all thinking, Toho?
Yeah. That animation sucks.
And it blocks the screen. Like, come on now.
But after that, it's not bad.
Once you get through that, it's a great unit to have in the beginning of the game when you're starting your deck, because you can just get that bullshit animation out the way in case if you have like a really shitty deck, and that's just a good way to
definitely a good unit to put in front of your Evos too.
Yeah. I love them.
74 Mega Godzilla, bottom of the A tier because it's good. It's a great unit. Again, you're getting a unit that will be any Godzilla. I think it's Godzilla 2000. It's 89 and
G21.
It's G21. And I said 2000, but is there one more that I'm missing?
No, I think that's just those 3, I think. No, it turns into Final Wars, I think.
Final Wars is the other one.
Those are the 4 Godzillas it turns into.
If you have a 74 high level, you're getting that level for that.
It's essentially a better Godzilla 2000 than the actual Godzilla 2000. Yeah, that's for sure.
Like, let's say you have like level like 17, like Paul Owen Baragon has him here.
Yeah.
You're getting a level 17.
But yeah.
2000.
But I think we both agree he's just a better leader.
When he dies or when he hits 80% health.
Yeah, when he starts with the animation.
You're getting, now you're getting 74 as, 80% health, and he takes forever, and his attack is slow, and he does 2 different attacks. He does the AoE when he's close by units like Kamagurus, and then does like the long range, but it's just not there. Like, the damage is not there, but the health is definitely there. I think the health.
He's a weird unit.
I think it needs even more health, to be honest.
Like, he has amazing range with the neon beam, but the neon prism beam, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But aside from that, the missiles, I kind of hate the animation. You can stun lock him.
Yeah.
But great leader.
Yeah, great leader.
Definitely a great leader.
But a unit, it's not bad. It's definitely fun to use.
Sure.
Now, the top of B tier, I'm putting in Gearus. Now, he could be in the A. But the reason why I have him B right now is because he's just getting destroyed pretty fast. He's a good body block, but he's just,
that's basically all he does.
Just all he does is body block. You're not really getting the damage. You're not really getting anything crazy. It's just a good unit to have in your deck.
Yeah.
It's definitely just it's a great solid unit to have, but you can have so many better units that are cheaper or even the same cost right now.
And there's one unit that we will talk about very late into the video.
Yeah.
Your boy. We'll get to that, but that's a great example of like a better tank.
Yeah.
Great cost. If he was a 5 cost back in the day.
Yeah.
So if he was a 5 cost, this might be low key even a worse unit. But 4 cost,
it's not bad.
It's fine.
Definitely,
he's fine. Yeah.
Definitely, a good body block for Leos and stuff like that. But there's also cheaper ways to deal with Leos. So, but Anguirus is great. If you have Anguirus high level, I think we all do at this point. Anguirus is great to have in your deck.
Yeah.
I just don't. When I see it, even level purple ones, I don't get. I'm not really worried by it.
Not at all.
Next is 54. Now 54 is a great gimmick. When it dies, it gives you some of the Godzillas like GMK and 04, KIRYU, Ultima at 2 cheaper. Now I don't know if it probably doesn't, but it would be pretty cool if it did the alternate versions as well. Yeah. But I don't think they're gonna do the Wakasa Bay alternate version as a thing. But other than that, it's still a great unit because it does actually, with all the buffs that it got, it does do a lot of damage.
It does.
But the range is not there yet, and it's faster now.
Yeah.
But the range is not there.
I just think on paper it looks like an A tier unit, but like the fact that they can turn to a shitty Godzilla like 2000.
If you don't have like
even 89, it's like
you can't run 2 leaders in this game. But if you could, and you ran 54, you would need 2000 as a leader right now.
Yeah, you probably
unless you have it really high level, and then Ultima as a leader because Terrestrius
is annoying.
Again, imagine like you're in a late game situation right now, and you got to put down 54 because you have nothing else to put down, and then it dies, and then you have like 45 seconds left in overtime. It's a close match, and then you get Terrestrius. It's like you're screwed because, Terrestrius can evolve quicker now and stuff. We'll get into that a little bit later, but against a Destroyer, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So it's a good unit though, 54.
Yeah, there's so many better 6 costs.
There's so many better Godzillas.
There's so many better Godzillas. There's so many better 6 cost units. You better. I don't know. It's a good gimmick. It's one of the better gimmicks. But like you said, a gimmick is a gimmick. So
I got Burning Godzilla here in the B tier.
Yeah.
I think Burning Godzilla fell off a lot. I think the range is a problem with Burning Godzilla. I think it's too slow, maybe.
His base damage is ass.
His base damage kind of sucks, and then his explosion, the radius gets bigger, and obviously the explosion gets better over time. But
you really gotta know how to use it.
You really gotta know how to use it because it dies pretty quickly, and sometimes it doesn't even hit.
Every time I see it burning, I literally don't even sweat. Not for a second. So.
Yeah, but again, a solid unit though. If you're using it and you know how to use it with the 4th Angel, with 10th Angel, with 01. I used it when I was top 100 my first ever time in March. but that was a long time ago, and this game has changed so much.
It has changed.
2023 for Godzilla Battle Line, you saw like so much shit happen, where the units that came in just countered each other quickly, and it was like the meta was just changing pretty fast. You can tell.
Absolutely.
Desghidorah, with all the buffs, with all the things going on, I just still think it's B.
Yeah, I think it's, you know me, I have like, I just look at it, I'm just like, why are you waiting? Yeah. Orga, great example. Earth, better piercer.
The fact that Orga
10th Angel,
heals,
way better piercer.
Heals now from, from Desghidorah. If it's revived, it's like, it's, for 7 cost flyer.
The best thing it's got for it is that the fact when you spawn it, it can
does
stun.
Yeah, definitely good.
I would also say the burn effect needs to be reworked. I think it's just trash. All the burn units, 2000 per Desghidorah, they need to get a rework with the burning.
And for 7 cost, I'd rather put down Destroyer. I'd rather put down 04. I'd rather put down Monster Zero for 8 cost.
I'd rather put down Earth.
Of course, who wouldn't?
For 2 extra, you're gonna get a lot more production out of that. Ultraman. This guy fell hard from being one of the best.
But he's still good in this game.
He's a good unit, yeah, I mean.
Because he's stun resistant, and he does piercing, and he kind of hits from pretty long range.
Yeah, the stun resistance is great. Great long range. He can get up and fly.
He can take out some of those evolution units early in the match.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not something to sleep on. But again, better options.
Yeah,
it's cheap.
The main problem is the damage.
Damage is not there.
It's very lackluster.
Yeah. Eva Unit 0.
Yeah. I just think it's funny we never see one.
Never see one, but we know that it's going to be good.
It has very good potential. It has potential. It's probably the best Eva unit.
Yeah, she's great.
Ray is really good. Yeah. Damage shield. Basically running kamikaze with the explosion at the end.
Yep.
Very good autos. Shit range though.
Shit range. Dog shit.
But if you have a very high level Ray or Unit 0, solid. You can even say it's an A, but most people don't have it that high level, and I haven't
seen it in months, and I'm
playing
against the best players in the world right now.
Yeah, we are like no one in the top 100 uses it.
The King Ghidorahs, Mecha King Ghidorah, and King Ghidorah, they're next to each other. Again, they got a damage. It was a damage or was it just health? It was just a health buff,
I think it was mostly just a health buff, yeah.
And they are more tanky now. I think they're not as tanky as Desghidorah right now.
Yeah, Desghidorah.
But the AoE is good, but the damage is not there.
This is kind of like an Ultraman problem, right? Like everything else is pretty good, but the fact that its damage is kind of ass compared to other units, it's drastic. It's like some units have that case, but it's not as bad. This is a really bad case for it.
I think what would make this unit A tier is if they just made it a 6 cost again.
That's a great point.
If they made the King Ghidorah a 6 cost, we'd be seeing King Ghidorah. But I think we're gonna be getting the 64 King Ghidorah pretty soon.
I cannot wait for that.
That might be a 6 cost, and that might be actually better.
I hope so.
So if that's the case, whatever. They could rework this King Ghidorah again.
Yeah.
You know?
Again, if you use it, great. I mean, it's fine, but
it's
7. The 7 cost. There's so many better 7.
It's 7 cost doing damage that a 5 cost can do.
Yeah.
That's a
good way to put it. All right.
Kaiser Ghidorah. Cool kit, cool idea, not executed great.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that it has to get so close and it takes so long for it to attack.
Yeah, the long range.
This is supposed to be Godzilla's like hardest enemy.
Well, it is. Aside from Monsterverse and the Netflix anime, this is definitely the most powerful Ghidorah. It hits hard. It has beautiful health. The attack speed is disgusting.
Yeah.
However, if you really, really put in the effort to invest in him and know how to use it, if you're a Kaiser Ghidorah fanatic, it can be a problem. Great counter to swarms, Space Godzilla crystals, because of that healing. It's beautiful. I've seen, like the All-Star battle event, people would use Kaiser Ghidorah level 30, and it would prolong itself to live, and Earth would just take forever to kill it because it's eating all the other units and getting all its HP back. But let's be honest, ranked, it ain't
seeing much play.
It's not that
But
good.
it does have a lot of health.
Regular Rodan, 93.
regular fire Rodan.
Yeah,
Right?
Heisei Rodan.
Yeah, Heisei Rodan. You just put this thing out to die, but the cool thing about it is it does attack pretty fast. It's pretty annoying to deal with. When it dies, the unit still has to attack it for some reason. It's pretty cool. The fact that it does that, it's actually kind of buggy.
And the movement speed.
And you get a movement speed boost.
Yeah.
So, I think is this the highest pre-evo we got?
It actually might be because you want this to die and it does it very well. It doesn't.
Unless you want to count KIRYU, but I don't count that.
Oh yeah, that is technically. But yeah, this Rodan is very good at getting the job done, which is dying, and it provides a lot more than just that.
Yeah.
G89.
G89, the OG.
Legit. I mean, this is.
If you know how to use it, it'll kill you. It's an S plus unit if you know how to use it.
Like if you have a Geigen Rush leader with 89 and Earth, oof.
Insane damage. I think it does like
1,500 something level 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it has tanky as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's not a close range unit. It's a medium range unit.
Yeah.
So.
There's a lot of counters though.
There's a lot of counters.
It's just it's pretty much an outdated unit.
Yeah.
Too expensive for 7.
But then you got to think about, okay, it kind of walks slow, and you can just use Mothra Imago. You can use Geigen 04 to stun it. You can use -1 to explode it. So yeah, it's not crazy anymore like it was way back then, but I still see it actually in the meta. I still.
Yeah, this is a unit where like you'll see a level 40 and a good amount of time you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I can deal with it, but sometimes you can be like, oh shit. So very situational.
All right, I'm gonna let you take the floor with this.
Man, G21. One of my favorite units too.
This season right now.
This is. Yeah, I think B tier. I know Sir Melee put it like C tier. I disagree. It's way better than that. I have him level 29 currently, and I know he can basically get countered so fucking hard by a lot of units, okay? Out of all the units here in B tier, this might have some of the hardest counters and the most. However, if you do invest in him a lot of G materials, just like how I did, at level 29, he has almost, actually over, if you have the studio boosts and whatever, he has over 4,200 damage. So that alone. Oh shit, yeah. Fuck. You get it, yeah. So 4,200 health. It's a great tank in that sense. Tanks a lot of hits. You can honestly, I know Geigen 04 hard counters it. That's its worst nightmare. That's why I hate 04 Geigen. But
we gotta understand, a lot of people, they place down Earth on one side of the map and they don't support him right.
Yes.
So when I see that, I don't use G21, but I would just place G21 right there. That situation.
So what I do is, so if you most of the time, right? If I see someone put Earth on one side, cool, I'm gonna put mine on the other side. Why? I'll let that Earth walk slow as fuck to me. I can put all my other units to support my Earth, and at the right moment, right? It's like just before it's touching my leader, put G21. He can 1v1 any unit in the game.
Yeah. And win.
So that's what I love about G21. He is such a very situational unit. If you use him wrong, you're gonna fucking lose. It's happened to me quite a bit. If you know how to use it.
The reason why he's here is because you're a top 30 player in the world right now.
While using him.
A B tier unit.
Yes. And the potential's there. I mean, once you see an 04 Geigen gone, or all their stunners or whatever the counter that could be a potential threat for G21, once they put that and they basically waste it, boom, you're in the clear. Put the G21 on either the opposite side or put it right behind your other units. You're in the it's a problem, because you know how the damage works. Every 3 seconds it gets multiplied to a crazy amount. And but again, just because I'm using it, I am a top 30 player right now. Always been a multiple time top 100 player. If you don't have my G21, if you don't know how to use him, he kind of does look like a C tier unit. But I must be honest, he is definitely a B tier unit. Next unit, the Freezing Sunday.
Now this is like a debatable one, but I think that it's a solid in the middle effect because you're literally stopping. You could stop a lot of pushes from happening. You could stop, Earth. You could stop Gigano 4. You could stop all these units. Buy yourself some time for 2 cost, and it's just underrated in my opinion. I think,
for sure,
you could stop the Rainbow the Rainbow Malter from
the damage
keeping
block.
a damage block. You can and also, not to mention, KIRYU, the new KIRYU that came out, when it does its running animation, just freezing Sunday it, and now it's not really doing it anymore.
Didn't even think of that.
So, kind of,
It is one of the most underrated units, period, I think.
Yeah.
2 cost, beautiful. I mean,
long effect.
I have it, I think, level 31. It's basically almost 13 seconds slow. It is insane.
Yeah.
So, if someone's running it and saying I'm gonna put Freezing Sun in my deck, I've been using it for ages, I wouldn't look at you differently. Like, I wouldn't look at you like a weirdo. So,
yeah,
I definitely fuck with this Freezing Sunday. Super X.
Super X kind of fell off.
Oh yeah.
A lot. It's a DT. It's a DT.
Immediate
playfield.
DT.
Yeah.
As soon as I see one,
Yeah.
DT. Goodbye.
But other than that, it does have good range.
It's the
It
best range
does.
in the game.
If you don't deal with it, and you don't deal with it at all, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But nowadays, people know what to do. But not a bad investment. If you want to use Super X, go ahead. For 5 cost flyer, we got way more options.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Check
of
out the A
options.
tier. Check out the S tier.
Literally, 10th Angel has basically just as good as range.
Yeah.
Pretty much can do low-key better damage.
Yeah.
In a sense.
It does better damage.
It does.
Yeah.
Maybe slower attack speed, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Hedora.
I like Hedora.
I like Hedora.
I don't know. I feel like maybe you could put it a little more up. I don't know, but that's up to you.
I mean,
I think
maybe here.
I think it's probably better than G21. It might be better than G89, to be honest. I think if you have a very high Hedora, it got the health boost recently. It got buffed.
Does attack fast.
2
Does
seconds.
do AOE.
The acid damage after she dies. Great.
Yeah.
So bootleg like 4
Does heal Orga, but
that is actually crazy.
Yeah.
I remember you told me that was wild, but I think Hedora is a solid unit. If for whatever reason you're like, I want something cheaper and does AOE, essentially like GMK and Hedora are like only the splash damage units in the game, from what I can remember on top of my head. But
Hedora them together. I mean, I feel like if you run a deck with Mechagodzilla, Super Mechagodzilla, Hedora, and GMK, you're getting pretty cheap deck, and you're getting a lot of AOE long range, annoying.
Yeah, like GMK is like the pinnacle of like a Broadway spectacular, and then Hedora is off Broadway. It's just like a bootleg type shit, So
it's a good unit. Terrestrius, what the increase on the not the increase, but
the shortened evolution time
and the
cost is cheaper now. From 6 to 5 now.
It's definitely better. I see it evolve a lot more.
Yes.
Definitely need to figure out, because now your timing has to change with all this stuff.
Yeah.
I had a great way to counter it though, with DT, and actually no, I forgot what I did, but it had something to do with the Ultima ability as a leader now with this new update, but it was crazy, and the guy actually gave up after it. So, but either way though, that's all skill and situational stuff. If you know what you're doing, I mentioned before about all the units that can block, your evolution units so that you can evolve it. So if you're using that, you'll be fine. But again, it does good damage, heals itself.
Yeah.
5 costs now, so it's not bad. I think it's great.
It's another unit, prime example where if you don't evolve it, or if you don't know how to use Terrestrials correctly, you're gonna lose the game.
Don't place it in the front blocks. Don't place it on land.
You need to make sure it evolves. Like Destroyer, you can be full blown, you can be an idiot, you can have a low IQ, you can easily get a high, you can get Final Form, Perfect Form Destroyer without like thinking. This, you need to definitely be careful. King Caesar. One of my other boys. One of my favorite Godzilla monsters in my top 5 for sure. He is my highest level unit at the moment. I can upgrade him to 45 right now. It's obviously not as good as Leo. However, the headbutt damage is absurd. It is over 2,000. I believe it's like 2,060 damage or something like that. I can double check that right now. It is 2,034. I was off by 30, but whatever. I mean,
that's still amazing.
Hey, it's incredible. I'm gonna say this too. Great little tip. If let's say, like back in the seasons, I remember telling you this. I think it was last season or 2 seasons ago. Whenever people use Mogira or KIRYU, you can just use him as a counter to those. He attacks 1.2 seconds. And right now, my King Caesar regular auto attack damage does 678 damage. In 3 seconds, you're basically doing almost 2,000 damage.
And that's
crazy.
That's what like King Ghidorah does.
Yeah.
At level like 25.
Yeah.
And he's doing it every 2.8 seconds. So you see what I'm saying? Like you see like. Now the reason why King Ghidorah is above is because it's flying.
Yeah.
And it's more tanky.
Here's the thing, King Caesar, you can
the
easily.
King Caesar, you can literally counter the Mogira. You can counter a lot of things. Even Gigan 04 after he does the stun, you can Gigan for a lot.
That's what I've been doing a lot too. If you want to use King Caesar, and you see someone put Gigan 04,
even -1, even after, let's say -1 explodes and you put down King Caesar, he does his rush fast and then he can kill it.
You just need to know. You gotta just wait. You can't just throw him. You can low-key throw him in the beginning of the game just to scout to see what the fuck they're having in their deck.
Again, 2-star, 4 cost, not a bad investment.
I think he's probably one of the best silver, 2-star rated cards. Probably aside from Anguirus on this list, right? Yeah, I think Anguirus is the only 2-star rated unit. Oh yeah, but I'm talking about the B tier list. Oh yeah. I love King Caesar. It can get countered like crazy though, so that's why it's pretty low in B.
Kumo Augment.
I've been using him a lot too.
If this was like a couple months ago, this
was S+. This was the best unit for the longest time. You know, that was a great arc. The Kumo arc, yeah.
Unit, I mean B unit was an S unit. The recent cost increase and the
range reducing and the attacks and piece
kind of made him suck. But in this meta right now with the Shinden,
it's a great counter.
You could use it and it will counter.
If you love stunners, I'm a big stun guy. I used to run Manila all the time. The Naranga goes without saying. I am now currently using Kumo. It is insane how he's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Shell of itself before, oh my god, I mean, this has got to be the hardest drop off of any unit in the history of Godzilla Battle Line. But I will say, at level 30, it is still viable. Actually, the other day, shout out to Pans, by the way. Definitely one of the OG Godzilla Earth, one of the best players in the game right now. But I beat him with using Kumo Augment twice. And you know, again, he is a very hard player to play against. Like, he is no joke. So you can make Kumo Augment viable, but you just need to know that he's not the same unit, and he can get shitted on very easily. So that's why him and King Caesar are like both very similar and like mid B. Yeah.
Mega Gearus.
Yes.
5 cost flyer, but the worst 5 cost flyer if you want to compare it to the other 5 cost flyers.
I agree.
The slow is cool. Damage is fast.
Yeah, there's just better units.
It's just better units. It's just not there yet. It's just not there anymore. But yeah, it's not a bad investment. Next up, Monster X.
Yeah.
Another lackluster 4-star.
Yeah.
5 cost though. It has potential. If it just kept doing long range, it didn't do its friggin' crazy karate kick, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, because it kind of like, again, Gigan 04 will counter it. Kamen Rider Gamera will just mess around with it. Godzilla 04. I mean, it just...
Yeah, it's a shittier Rodan where you want it to die, but it's just not... It's just inferior.
Yeah.
It's eh.
Yeah. Jet Jaguar 73. I might put this actually above Monster X.
I agree.
You're getting a basically guaranteed evolution, and you're getting a damage buff for like a long time. I think it's pretty good.
Shout out to Jedi Price. He uses a level 30 Jet Jaguar, and that Jet Jaguar pre-evolution is a menace with the damage buff.
Yeah.
And this is funny. I think this is actually maybe one of the only times, aside from KIRYU 2002.
Where pre-Evo is better than the Evo. Yeah.
But this is like significantly better, like in every way possible.
So. It's in a different tier.
Yeah, exactly. So great unit.
Evo 1,
Shinji Ikari. Yeah,
she's good.
Yeah, Evo 1 is great. No, as a leader, that's what I want to say.
She's good as a unit though, but it's not anything crazy. You're not getting anything.
There's
wild.
so many better 6 costs. That's all.
The only reason why I say she's good is because 4th Angel.
Yeah.
Counters the 4th Angel.
If Shinji or Evo 1, I should say, is 5 costs like the 4th Angel, this would be a way better unit.
Yeah.
I would actually consider maybe trying it out more, but it's just it's okay. It's above mid. It's right in the below of the B tier for a reason. So
now the final thing is energy refueling base. This thing is right in the middle of the game.
It is. It should be like in the tier of its own, honestly.
Because it should be in a BC. I don't know. It's or I mean an SD. I don't know what they call it. It's because if you have the energy refueling base, you're getting more energy than the other guy. If you have it and then they have train bomb, you just lost.
It is immediately becomes the worst unit in the game, and every time I see someone put a train bomb, a refueling base down, I just put the train bomb and I put the thanks sticker. Why? Because I want people to understand something. The refueling base is the dumbest gimmick in the game. If you need it to win, you gotta find a way to stop using it, because there's a lot of people that are gonna just use train bombs and it's just a waste of time.
Only unit in the game that doesn't have any Godzilla references. It's crazy.
And here's the thing. Without the train bomb, like for example, if 99 Orga and I were to play in a 1v1, we're very similar, evenly balanced players. We've been playing since day one. Let's say if 199 Orga has that refueling base and I don't have train bomb, well, I'm fucked. It becomes like an S+ tier unit because we're very similar gameplay wise and IQ knowledge of the game. But that refueling base is insane. But if you have a train bomb and destroy it immediately, you just lost 2 energy for no reason, and you basically fucked yourself, because really good players, 2 energy difference can make the whole game.
And I honestly have not used the refueling base since
I can't
forever.
even. Yeah, I haven't either.
I don't even care about it.
See, like how Shinden, in a positive way, 2 energy can win you the game. Refueling base, you get 2 energy loss from the train bomb explosion. Now you just fucking lost the game, basically.
Yeah.
So that's why it's literally right in the middle of
this game.
This whole tier list.
Now the C tier, we're gonna probably give our thoughts in like a sentence, because
this is just mid as fuck, or just ass.
Godzilla 2000.
The weakest Godzilla in the game.
Needs a rework with the damage on with the burn. I think that's it.
100%. Before the buff, it was like in the middle of C. Now it's like a lot better, but again, And this is my favorite all-time Godzilla design, and I'm so disappointed with the kit that he has. Rodan
64.
I might even say Rodan might be low-key better. Nah, you're right. No, this is perfect. A lot better now. This was a D tier unit for sure.
D tier unit for sure.
But now it's gotten C because of the health boost. Really helped it out.
It's very fast, so Earth can miss this guy, actually, sometimes.
It's kind of crazy.
If it's on a side, so Earth has to turn.
And it can tank a hit.
And it can tank a couple hits. So definitely a better unit now.
Yeah.
Not bad. If you know how to use it, it could be a B tier unit for sure.
Yeah.
Gauss. Now the reason why Gauss is at C is because the levels and a lot of AoEs happening, Earth demolishes it.
But I will say this.
GMK
it probably has the most potential out of all the C tier right now.
Yeah, definitely the most potential. Second most potential is probably 2000.
Yeah, it is probably 2000.
If they get it right.
But Gauss, it is an inferior unit because compared to 2000, if 2000 kills one of the burn damage will pretty much shit on the other Gauss, but
that's true.
Yeah, so I think that's a right placement there.
JJ73. The chef knows. Chef knows what's up. Chef made a video about it. It's the best unit in the game.
Shout out to the chef. But it's so disappointing. I mean, even with the cost reduction from 4 to 3. Because this was literally probably...
It's a sabotaging unit.
It can fuck you over.
The only thing that it's good against is against the 4th Angel.
And, that's
it.
And honestly, with -1, like, yes, it can counter it knockback-wise, but you kind of want to kill that -1 immediately because that unit is insane. But the 4th Angel, that's all it's good for, the 4th Angel.
Mephiles is a great kit, but just
too expensive. But, like, this is the worst case and scenario for a unit that's way
It sucks
overcost.
that they couldn't update
Way
it before they took it out the game. If they made it a 4 or 5 cost, it'd definitely see more play.
Oh yeah, if it was a 4 cost, I'd probably be fucking using it. Like,
Yeah, I could make it level 35. I did the math on it, and I have it level 10. So that goes to show
You have
it's
level
not
10. I do
worth,
have like level 25.
It's not worth investing right now. But I could take it to 35.
It's just so mid. It has a very good kit. It's just the cost makes it so mid.
Bachara, guaranteed evolution pretty much, and you get a damage buff, so can't complain.
Yeah, it's good. It's just an first evolution unit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Dorats.
Man, this is sad.
It's sad. They're fun to use, but if they're definitely the best thing for them right now in this meta is hitting anything ground.
And it can counter Shinden.
And it can counter Shinden. So not a bad pick. If you wanna use it, you're not gonna do terrible if you have a good deck around it, but you might see that it just dies.
I remember back in the day, I was one of the very rare people that would say that Doras were better than Kamacuras, but nowadays, I gotta be honest. I was smoking something.
You were smoking something.
I was stupid.
You were
back in the day.
Dora pack.
Yeah. It was a very good unit back in the day, but it has not aged well. Mecha Godzilla 21.
This season is ass.
It is really bad.
Because you're just getting destroyed by everything. -1 will just blow it up. You have to get so close. And
it's like ridiculous how close it is.
And by the time it gets to the point where it does a lot of damage, it's dead.
Yeah. Main thing to fix, if you made it just a medium range, and it's an infinitely better unit.
Oh.
Just for that. But that close range, it is disgusting.
Hopefully they update it.
There will be that Godzilla Kong Age of the New Empire collab. That's definitely going to be happening in the coming months. So maybe they'll buff Mechagodzilla 21. But other than that, it is very disappointing.
Unit.
The Beast.
The Beast
Asuka,
is not the Beast. It's really
It is not a beast, that's for sure.
Not a beast.
I laugh at it every time I see it.
It's a feast for everything above it. I mean, it's very buggy, and that's the problem with it. So it's very buggy. That's all I have to say. If it make it less buggy, it'll be great. But it's too buggy, and it
does give a damage boost.
It does give a damage boost, but it's very weird.
Use Ghidorah, use Space Godzilla, use Batra. Fuck the Beast.
Gigan 72.
Yeah.
It's just a gimmick.
It's a gimmick. I mean,
push up your 4th angel.
Yeah.
I can counter that easily.
Yeah, literally.
Have fun.
Again, this is like the refueling base. If you are running the Kamikaze strat with 4th angel and Gigan, please stop. Because if you're trying to be a top 100 player, pretty much everyone in the top 100 will know how to counter that. So it is a gimmick. And you're better off just using Gigan as a leader. So, fuck Gigan 72 as a unit. It's mid as fuck. It's not that good.
Yeah.
Biollante Rose Form.
Does more damage for some reason.
Actually, we gotta raise that because the Biollante Rose Form damage.
Low key. This I would say Gigan 72 is probably below.
All the evos.
All
yeah,
the evos.
for sure. I would put Biollante Rose Form maybe the top of C. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what? You wanna know why? Because it does a lot of damage, and it literally could kill Kiryu and shit. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I'd probably put this a little higher. I put it above Godzilla 2000, and it's a very easy unit.
Is it the best C tier unit?
It is easily the best tier. Absolutely, it has more damage than the Plant Beast for some reason.
Yeah.
Biollante Plant Beast.
It's pretty tanky. It's not bad. It's pretty good. So,
I mean, obviously, you're not going to win the game with this because it's
S tier, and so now you know, guys.
No, it's a phenomenal first.
Even the pre-evolution. You want to evolve it. You definitely want to evolve it, but you know that if you need to get some kills with it, it can do some justice.
Yeah.
Next is the Mothra. Another guaranteed evolution, pretty much. And it slows down units.
The cost is great.
The cost is 2, but it does buy fast, so just be careful, guys. Destroyer, Flying Aggregate.
They're
basically
both like
3 cost guaranteed evolutions for both of them.
Yeah.
And then when the flying form evolves, you're getting.
I actually might say the first form might be better than the second form because I feel like every time I see a match, the first form is guaranteed to evolve to the flying form. But there's games where we can shut down the flying form to evolve to the perfect form.
But also, I've shut down the aggregate form first as well.
Yeah.
It all depends, but I think the flying form is better because it does more damage.
Same song and dance.
Yeah.
Hedorah flying form.
Guaranteed evolution.
Yeah, just
Good.
All it does is just evolve.
That's all it does. Yeah.
So it does it well.
Evo 2, regular, just
It's ass.
very ass, lackluster. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. Just don't use the shit. Kong.
If he
We'll
was
get
a
into-
4 cost or
yeah.
a 5 cost, it'd be a lot better.
But 89 still better, and
Yeah,
we'll
just-
talk about another unit that's definitely better as well.
yeah, it sucks. It's funny how a lot of the MonsterVerse monsters suck kind of big balls.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kong is not good.
But does do AoE, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't have him if they just started playing.
I do have him level 21. He is very tanky. Really good health, but that's the best thing that's going for him, and the AoE punches. Other than that, 89, way better tank, heavy hitter, and then yours is better than him too.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Kamada-kun.
Kamada-kun,
Yeah.
second form.
Yep.
It's
it's-
a guaranteed evolution, and it does healing in the water.
Yeah.
So basically,
about it.
yeah. Should be Godzilla.
Should be Godzilla. One of the worst units in the game before. It was such a garbage unit back in the day, but the buff, we used it last season.
It was pretty fun.
It was cool. If you were to say I'm using level 30 chibi, you can low-key get away with it,
Yeah.
but it's
getting melted now.
yeah, but
-1 and
now
all that.
the -1 season, this season, it's the kind of getting back to obscurity and being pretty ass. So same thing with Manila, very fall. This is a heavy fall from Grace.
Heavy fall. It was like A tier 1 point.
This unit, shit.
But now it,
S tier.
yeah,
unit,
now
but
it just, again, just getting destroyed. It's not really doing much. There's better stunners.
You really gotta
and-
know how to use Manila. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're a Manila stan, and again, okay, I know that it's 2 cost train bombs 3, but even then, like, if you use the train bomb, like, yeah, it insta kills it basically every time. So.
Giant octopus. I like it actually now. I think it's cool that it hits flying. It's doing a nice slow. It's definitely slowing down things. It's a good effect piece, because it's doing what.
Yeah, with the fact that it can hit flyers now,
Yeah.
not bad. Other than that,
And it can tank a hit now.
yeah.
And it attacks faster.
So you can that can low-key be another mod for Leo counter if he can survive the headbutt.
Yeah.
Boom.
There you go.
Then and there. Other than that,
Other than
who
that,
cares?
you don't really need him.
yeah,
Don't need him. I haven't used him at all. I think
Never.
I have maybe
I never used them.
1 win with him. I don't know.
Maybe except for the.
But shout out to Melee. Shout out to Melee. He really
Yeah.
pushes for this guy.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you guys voted for him.
Yeah.
Well, here you go.
there you got
The
it.
worst,
Yeah.
worst C tier units in the game. So there you go.
Now, worst C2 unit that I would think I thought it was about to be as good as Naranga.
Oh wow, you really
Like,
had that high hopes with the buff coming in?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's all the good 3-star units in this game, other than the Shinden, are collabs. But Mechagodzilla 93 is just lackluster.
It is the most black, generic, and just uninnovative unit. It's just a basically base game unit.
Beginning of the game unit.
You start using in the beginning.
And
once
you know how
get
it is
something
now.
better,
You get all the 4-stars in the beginning now. Apparently,
Yeah,
because now they're starting to be more accustomed to, like, all right, the newer players are gonna get 4-stars early, so you don't even need Mechagodzilla 93
Yeah,
anymore.
Mechagodzilla
Probably.
93 is just irrelevant. That is the best way to put it.
He needs another buff for him to be relevant.
Definitely
but
needs a
You got
damage
Super Mechagodzilla now, so you don't have to worry about
That's
that.
cool with me.
Yeah. All right.
Come on, no, Shinagawa.
Shinagawa-kun. Again.
Definitely worse. Probably the worst like evolution unit type.
Because it just stands there.
He just stands there, and he has worse health than the Kamada-kun, which is fine.
But it will
Kinda
evolve,
interesting.
guaranteed. But again, like, since you have to stand still, right? Your Shin Godzilla is gonna evolve from that point, and he's also a slow walker, so it kind of sucks. You can't really do anything about that.
The frequency of seeing destroys evolve in easy, like in just one succession compared to
Yeah.
the Shin Godzilla forms, it's night and day. And yeah, this is easily the worst stage unit in any game.
And now the worst C2 unit is the Markalite Cannon.
Yeah.
It definitely got better though. It was D tier a lot, but
Yeah.
you actually could make it viable. You could stop a couple
if you're making
units.
a super defensive deck.
Yeah.
It's
So-
work.
But I wouldn't
Too
use this.
expensive,
I
though.
wouldn't use this though for 5 cost. Again,
it's
I'd
just-
rather use
Yeah.
Ultraman. I'd rather use, Orga. We're gonna talk about soon.
Yeah.
Fourth Angel,
You
etc.
can literally use
etc.
Fourth Angel as a
any
defensive
5-cost
unit,
flyer.
and you can do a better job with that.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
D tier, we're not gonna spend much time.
Yeah, these
All
are literally dog water.
Ambot base is great. compared to all the rest of the D tier.
Yes, this has the most potential to be, could be a C or more.
Could be a problem in the beginning of the game.
But everyone and their mom pretty much runs Earth. It's
point.
Immediately trash.
Yeah. Destroya and Kamakura Swarm, you know.
Just use Kamakura.
Just use Kamakura. Just use Destroya.
Why are you wasting 5 for when you can use 2?
Kids, unless you have it high level and you know what you're doing.
This is like
it's like whale food. It's just
this is gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back in the day, like it was kind of effective. Once in a blue moon, will fuck us over. But every time I see it, it's like all
right,
okay,
DT's ready.
You just wasted 4 energy for no reason. So
Zeton fell from grace.
Yeah, it's just if you again like. It's kind of impossible to try to like be, you know, unique and original and develop very defensive heavy decks because Zeton for 8 costs, it just doesn't cut it. The damage, the DPS does not justify for that cost.
Yeah.
That Godzilla Earth Zeton Geigen Rush strat was awesome. I remember doing that back a couple months ago, but you're never doing that again. There's no chance in hell you're gonna invest 17 energy when there's -1 running around. High level Leos, Destroyers, GMKs that can do AoE. It's not viable, and it would be the worst 4-star unit, but
Evo 8 is the worst 4-star unit in the game because
we did a test run, right? Of last season when Ginza came out, like during mid-season. I got Ginza earlier before 99 Orga, so 99 Orga was like, shit, yo, what if we test out that Evo 08, let's see if it can hit Ginza from its range. He put it as far as you can put Evo 08, and I put Ginza, and it doesn't hit it.
So
it is so
useless.
Trash. For a 6 cost, you might as well fucking
run Mega Godzilla 21.
Yeah, you like.
It's just it's no point.
I rather see people fucking use Destroyer Larva and I rather see you just throw kids at nothing.
Yeah.
Than spawn Evo 08. It is ridiculously trash. The damage sucks. And
the kit is terrible.
It's a terrible kit.
Yeah.
Awful.
It has the longest range.
The worst 4-star
other than Ginza, but it's just terrible.
Yeah.
Emba just
regulars. Yeah, it's garbage.
They get just destroyed.
It's just the worst form of the Emba phase. So
now these 3, okay, cruise missile. Don't ever use this ever. 5
This
cost.
used to be fire back in day 1, but now it is the most irrelevant event card.
Don't use it. Just don't use it. Just don't even upgrade it.
Trash.
Okay. Stealth bomber. Another shit unit.
It's a shittier Geigen.
Yeah. Imagine a shittier Geigen, guys.
Now season 1. Shout out to all my day 1s with using Offer Leader. I've never seen this. This was the bane of my existence. It did a lot of damage.
Nowadays,
it's a joke. It's trash.
And the worst unit in the game is the helicopter base. This thing does nothing.
Okay.
Even if it shoots the missile and then you kill it while the missile's in midair, the missile gets destroyed. It just
If you were to use, I'd rather see you use Unit 8, Evo Unit 08. Than the helicopter base. If you use the helicopter base, the only time I should be seeing a helicopter base is when you're versing a fucking bot.
Yeah.
That's the only time. If you are using helicopter base, dude, what are you doing?
Just don't upgrade it.
Yeah,
Simple
don't
as
even
that.
bother.
Now, we didn't even speak about these units at all.
Yeah, this is
the last 2 at the units.
The spotlight is yours for these 2.
So, Kiryu Kai alt form. Now, we didn't even talk about it the whole video for a reason. I want to place this where I think it deserves to be.
Yeah.
This unit is so dope because you are literally doing more damage to the best units in the game by far. Earth, Destroyer.
Yeah.
At an increase, at a surplus. Final Wars, Monster Zero, the regular King Ghidorah, Kaiser Ghidorah. You're just doing more damage to these people. And you're getting quick attack speed. You're getting 3 hits, so there goes the Shinden. And it's just a nutty unit. Then when it has to do its drill, it rushes fast, and then it does AoE on that. But it only hits ground?
Does. I actually noticed that. I didn't know that. I had a Megalon placed in front of my leader, and when he did the drill, he hit both Megalon and my leader. I didn't even know that till today.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And for that, we're gonna throw him in the S tier. I just think
this is literally a fusion of 89 damage with the melee, especially to 7+ cost units with the drill, and then basically Mothra 92.
Yeah.
I don't have him. I'm fucking.
I got lucky.
I bought the offer today for the 400 to 500 G stones, and I got regular Kiryu. Get fucked. But I've seen you play. I've seen the Sir Melee video. Without a doubt, this is easily by far the best alternate unit in the game.
Now,
this is your boy.
All right, Orga. I'm 99 Orga, so obviously, I mean, it's just self-explanatory at this point. I have a level 40, so I could speak at it like saying like, oh, it's the greatest unit. It's great at level 40.
Oh man.
I could imagine it where I have him really at level 25 that he's great as well. But Orga, forget about the levels and all that. Orga's kit is awesome, especially if you have a good deck around it. It could be so effective. You got a unit that only does hit ground, which kind of is stupid in my opinion, but at the same time, with the Shinden running around, it's like, all right, I don't have to worry about the Shinden now with Orga. It's so great because a 2 cost countering everything is annoying.
Yeah.
So for a 5 cost, you're getting a tank. You're getting better than Gearus HP. You're getting almost as good as Earth, almost in a way.
Literally 1v1.
It can 1v1 Earth.
We literally saw the other day.
And then it dies and it does more damage at 50% health. It has 50% health, so it already has like over 5,000 health at my level where I have him at rented 40. So you're getting like a little over 2,500 health, and you're getting just a great tank. It's just amazing. The damage is good. I like the fact that if you know how to use the deck around it, if it dies and you have flyers, you can DT the flyers, or you can have another unit with it where the flyers are distracted, and then Orga's doing 50% more damage to the leader. I think Orga is underrated in this season. People are saying he's not that great. I personally think.
No, yeah. Put your honest truth. Let's go.
I think he's right over here in the S tier.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Let's do it. If you have a level 40 Orga, like 99 Orga, this is right there.
It's right up there. Yeah.
I'm fine with you, but yeah. What did you put him? Like here?
I put him right above the Kamakras.
Oh, yeah, you can fix it, yeah.
Right below the Kamakras. Because the Kamakras
I agree. I've used him for a little bit, and what I've seen, I think I was already thinking high A, but thinking about it more now, and I especially seeing you play, I mean, you're definitely easily the best Orga user on the planet right now because, well, no one has a level 40 like you. But the fact that we played that 1-on-1 match like a couple days ago, and your Orga basically shitted on my Earth was level 32 by itself, basically.
I basically say, like, if
it's crazy.
If I see someone put Earth down, and I don't even get worried. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna put Orga down. So
yeah, like what I do with the G21 strat, where I just wait for the Earth. Yeah, you can just do that with Orga.
Not to mention, he has a good attack speed. Good attack speed. 5 costs. Walks fast. I mean, shit, this guy's great. And then he heals from all the freaking stupid thing with the
oh yeah, the glitches, the bugs. I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yeah, like you can, if someone throws Descadora, we tested it. He basically becomes like an S+ unit. He basically becomes a -1 on crack with that bug.
Him and Destroy together are great.
Yeah.
On the field.
It is the undead meta. Let's call that. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think this is where Orga deserves to be, and I think that's where KIRYU Kaida's alternate Heavy Arms Edition deserves to be.
I can't wait to get him. But yeah, I think that's. I like that. I think Orga is a very good unit. And we're not just being biased because 99 Orga like worships Orga. It's his favorite monster, but he is a phenomenal unit. There is no denying that.
But other than that, guys, this is the tier list in our opinions for season 32, the Orga season. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm 99 Orga.
I'm 01 Baragon. Thanks again for having me for this episode. And yeah,
we'll see you guys all later. Peace.